our routine, we're going to work a little bit more on our legs and our buttocks. So as well as your mat and your normal head cushion, have another slightly bigger cushion to hand in case you need it in the middle of the routine. So we're going to start on our mats with a spine curl. So let's get down. So come to lying on your mat in the relaxation position, making sure that you have your feet and your knees hip width apart. And because we're going to start the spine curls, make sure that you don't have your feet too far away. If I have them too far away, I'm putting all my weight through my heel and it's very easy to cramp up in the hamstrings, the back of the leg. So have your feet in such a position where you can easily feel your big toe resting on the mat. You can have your cushion to hand or without, it's entirely up to you. Get yourself nice and relaxed before you start. So release any tension, but just have a nice connection, a very gentle connection with the core, the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals. And we'll loosen up our spine with the spine curls. So from your neutral pelvis position, take a breath in. As you breathe out, don't use your buttocks as you do your initial pelvic curl, rolling your lower back into the mat. And then as you continue to roll and curl the pelvis off the mat, lengthening away from the shoulders, you'll feel the buttocks engage, but you don't actually have to clench them. Come up as high as you feel comfortable the first time. Then you breathe in, bring your arms behind your head. For the first time, don't bring your arms too far behind. And as you breathe out, you lengthen your spine back on the mat. Focus on one vertebra at a time. Lengthen your pelvis and buttocks away so you get your lower back onto the mat before your buttocks and pelvis come down. Come back to neutral but no further, and then bring your arms back by your side. Take a breath in. Breathe out, engaging the core. Do a nice deep pelvic curl. Don't hurry this bit. It gives a nice massage to the lower back. And then lengthening the spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time. Lengthen the pelvis away from the neck and the shoulders. Take a breath in and bring your arms behind your head. And then come out of your spine curl, one vertebra at a time. Now, if you find that it's very difficult to get your lower back in here before your buttocks and pelvis come down, don't take your arms so far behind. Come back to neutral and no further, and then bring your arms by your side. Take a breath in, breathe out your nice pelvic curl. Each time you get a slightly deeper curl as you start to loosen up that lower back. And don't start to hurry it, but focus on each vertebra lengthening away. If you've got any compression going back into your neck, have that sense of lengthening the pelvis away from your shoulders and neck rather than towards it. Breathe in and bring your arms up behind your head. Keep your shoulders relaxed and away from your ears as you come down out of your spine curl. So you're lengthening your arms behind you in one direction as your spine lengthens back on the mat in the opposite, giving a lovely stretch. And bring your arms back by your side. Let's do one more. Take a breath in, breathe out, do your pelvic curl, and then lengthen the pelvis and the spine away from the shoulders and off the mat. So here, don't arch your back, so keep the ribs down but the pelvis lifted. Breathe in and bring your arms behind your head, each time seeing if you can take your arms a little bit further, but still getting your lower back into the mat before your pelvis and your buttocks, back to neutral, and bring your arms back by your side. So that's a lovely way of loosening up the spine. So now come into a double knee fold, keeping the pelvis in neutral, one leg at a time using your core. And let's stretch behind the legs. So breathe in and stretch and point your right foot up to the ceiling, and then bend back into a knee fold. Breathe in and stretch the left up to the ceiling, and breathing out, bend back into a knee fold. We'll do 3 of these each side. A nice stretch to really stretch everything behind. So don't snap open behind the knee, but just ease and stretch everything behind the knee. Try and keep the other shin parallel to the floor, and one more on each side. Breathing in to stretch, breathing out to bend back into a knee fold, breathing in to stretch, breathing out into a knee fold. And now we're going to add a curl up to this. So you're going to breathe in and stretch your legs and curl yourself up. And then keep your legs there as you curl back down. Breathing in to curl yourself up. See if you can come a little bit higher each time. Arms by your knees. And then curl back down as you breathe out. Breathe in and curl yourself up. Keep open across the shoulders, but use your tummy, your abdominals here to curl up a little bit more. Holding it and then curling back down. Breathing in to curl up. And breathing out to curl down. We're going to do 4 more. Breathing in to curl up. Each time, see, without using your shoulders, if you can curl up just a tiny bit more and feel it working your abdominals. Breathe in to curl up. Breathe out to curl down. 2 more. Breathe in to curl up. Breathe out to curl back down. 1 more. Breathe in to curl up. Go for it. Curl up, curl up, curl up. And then curl back down on an out breath, and now hug your knees into your chest. So that's working up your stomach muscles nicely. So now let's wake up our legs and come onto the side. Come out of your double knee fold, 1 leg at a time, working from the core. So come to lying on your side and get your little head cushion. And if you've got a normal Pilates cushion, fold it in half. If it's a normal cushion, then put your cushion between your arm and your ear and straighten your legs in one line with your body. And your top hand can just be resting very lightly. Try not to press into it. So you're using your tummy here, your abdominals and your core to keep your stability. So it can just be here, or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, your arms can be here. So hinging from this hip crease, bring your legs forward at 45 degrees, but your buttocks are staying back in line with your spine. And then take your top leg in line with the spine and at hip height. Flex the foot and reach the heel away, stretching the leg away from the hip socket. And then we're going to lift and lower. You're only going to come down to the hip height level. You're not going to go down to the floor. So breathe in to take your leg up. Breathe out to lower down to hip height. Breathing in to stretch and lift up and down. Breathe in to lift up and down. That's 3. We're going to do 10 and 4 and 5 and 6. Each time you're stretching the leg away so you're not collapsing into the mat here. 7. And you do that by reaching through the heel, stretching the leg away from the hip socket. 8 and 9 and stretch up, 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 and 10. So you should feel it in the buttocks. Now point your foot and take the leg behind you. Don't bring your upper body forward, but use your tummy and your buttock crease to take the leg behind. You start at hip height and then you go down to the floor and up to hip height. Down and up, 2, down and up for 3 and 4. Keep your tummy in, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Now bring your leg back in line with your spine. Keep your foot pointed. And we're going to do 8 circles in each direction. So go in front of you, down to the floor behind you and up to hip height. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. You're just circling your thigh bone in the hip socket. 7 and 8. And now reverse the circles. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And now bend this top knee on the floor in front of you. Now if this is a bit uncomfortable, this is where your other cushion might come in useful, because then you can always put this cushion under that knee. So find whichever position you like. And now lengthen your underneath leg back in line with your spine. Keep your foot pointed. Take your leg just off the mat. Now it won't rest onto the mat until we've finished. And again, we're going to do circles, little circles, originating from the upper thigh bone. 3, 4, in the hip socket, circling in the hip socket. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and reverse. 1 and 2. So using the inner thigh, and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now don't rest onto the floor and lift. Squeeze those upper inner thighs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more, really squeeze. 10. Now flex the foot, lift from the inside of the heel. 1, using all your inner thigh muscles. 2, and the inside of the knee. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and squeeze for 10. And now rest your leg back on the floor, and now bring both your legs into chair position. We're going to do a side quad stretch. Bring your knee towards your chest so you can reach the front of your ankle. What you don't want to do is grab your ankle like that because you twist the pelvis. So bring the knee up, hold the front of the ankle. If you find you can't get round and you're wearing trousers, you can hold the back of your trouser leg. And see how near to your buttock you can get to your heel. Again, if you've got a knee problem, and you can get a band so you can get the thigh behind you without putting any strain on the knee. So ideally you want a straight line between your quad, your front of your thigh, and your body. If it's very tight and in front, then what you can do is release it and then see if you can take it back a little bit more. And you just keep that sense of that knee reaching away to the wall behind me. Keep my shoulders relaxed and enjoy this stretch. It's a muscle that responds very well to stretching, but it's also a muscle that tightens up very quickly. But if you keep stretching it, it's quite encouraging how quickly it does lengthen. So hold that there for at least 30 seconds to get a good stretch, and then release. So let's come on to the other side. And we'll do the other leg. So start with your legs in line with your body. And then hinging from the hip creases, bring your legs forward at 45 degrees. You can have your hand here or here. Now each side, remember, is slightly differently. For this one I'll have my hands there just to show you that hand position. Start with the leg in line with the spine at hip height. Reach through away from my heel, so I'm stretching that leg away from the hip socket, not collapsing onto the mat here at all. There should always be a little gap that you could get your hand in. In fact, it's quite useful sometimes to keep your hand here to check that as you take the leg up, you're not collapsing down. So keep reaching through that heel. Here we go, breathing in, reach up and down, up and down. Breathe in and out. That's 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 3 more, 8, 9, last one, and see how high you can get without collapsing your waist onto the mat, and 10. So now point your foot and take your leg behind you without bringing your upper body forward. So you're just working from the buttock crease. Starting at hip height, go down to the floor and up to hip height. Down and up, that's 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now bring your leg back in line with the spine at hip height and the foot stays pointed, and we'll do the circles, 8 in each direction, in front, behind and up to hip height. So you're going equidistant in front and behind the body, that's 3 and 4. Circling your thigh bone in the hip socket, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and reverse, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And now bend that knee either on the floor or on your cushion. You can give your buttock a quick rub if you wish. Hopefully you feel it working there. Now take the underneath leg in line with your spine. Start with your foot pointed, take the leg off the mat and it'll stay off the mat till we've finished. And let's do some little circles, 10 in each direction. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, using your inner thighs. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Don't rest your foot leg just yet. And now we'll do the lifts. Lift and squeeze the upper inner thighs. 1 and 2. Really think of squeezing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more, really squeeze for 10. Now flex the foot, lift from the inside of the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more, really squeeze. 9, and squeeze for 10. Now you can rest that leg on the mat. So now bring both your legs into side chair position, and we'll do the quad stretch on this side. So bring your knee to your chest so you can reach the front of your ankle, keeping your knee in line with your hip. So don't take it above hip height and actually not down either. So it's in line, and try and get that straight line between your, along the front of your body and the front of your thigh. Each side will be different. Remember, if it's particularly tight, you can release it a little bit and then encourage it back in. So keep the hips forward, the tummy in, the shoulders relaxed, and enjoy this stretch. This side's much tighter on me, so it's a little bit harder to do. So I just use my breath, try and relax into it. It's no good staying stiff and rigid. If it's too much, then you can just bring it back, take it to whatever level that you can relax into it, and encourage that knee away towards the back wall. Couple more breaths here. You want to hold it for about half a minute. And then release it. Well done, good. I hope you've got some nice firm buttocks now. So let's come onto our mat, and we'll do another exercise which is also very good for the buttocks, but it also is good for the back of our arms. So you come to sitting, have your legs hip width apart, and have your fingers pointing to your buttocks behind you. Now this might seem rather strange. Your natural reaction might be to have your hands like that, but once you lift the pelvis, then that puts too much pressure on your wrist. So have the fingers towards you. The arms are going to keep straight at all times. So take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to lift your pelvis, okay? Now you can either just stay and hold that here, or you can add a kick, but try and keep the pelvis on the level. You kick one leg up, you kick the other leg up, and then keeping your arms straight, you lower yourself down. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you lift your pelvis. You kick one leg up, you always alternate which leg you start with, kick the other leg up with straight arms, you lower. After you've done a couple of sets, just come off your arms and do a couple of wrist circles. You're not putting too much compression through the wrist. Eventually they do get a little bit stronger, but if they're quite weak to begin with, then you need to release that. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift the pelvis. Keep the pelvis on a level as you lift one leg, and then you lift the other, and keeping your arms straight, lower yourself down. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift the pelvis. Kick one leg, kick the other. Forgot to alternate just then, and then lower. And then come off your arms and do a couple of wrist circles in each direction. And then we'll do one more set. Take a breath in, breathe out, and lift. Kick one leg, kick the other, and lower yourself back down. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift the pelvis, and kick one leg, and kick the other, and lower yourself down. And now come off your arms and do some wrist circles. If that's particularly tight, another good way of releasing the wrists and the forearms is to clench your fists and flick your fingers. So we'll do that a few times, clench and flick. And that's a very good way of releasing the tension. Good. So come to sitting with your left leg long and your right knee bent at whatever level you feel comfortable. And we'll do some side stretches and then some side lifts. So bring your left arm over and lean onto your right. And you can bend your right arm and get a nice stretch through the left side. Try and use your tummy rather than pushing off as you come over. And then take your left arm down on the mat and your right arm over. Breathing in, breathing out. Hold that there as you breathe in, breathing in and out. And hold that there as you breathe in. Then you're going to come up. And now I want you to put your right hand slightly behind your hip or in line with your hip and bring your left arm up and over. Push off into your right arm and bring your left arm over your head and get a really good stretch. Reach nice and long through the underneath waist here. Don't collapse. So lifting, reaching that arm over your head and then with control come back down. We're going to do the 2 more. Breathing in and breathing out. Hold that here as you breathe in, lifting everything and control from your underneath waist as you come back down. Let's do 1 more. Breathing in and breathing out. Hold that there as you breathe in, stretching everything away from the mat and then control coming back down as you breathe out. Let's swap onto the other side. So extend your right leg away and bend your left knee in. Breathing in and breathing out. Hold that there as you breathe in, getting a really good stretch through your right side. Use your tummy to lift yourself up and come on over. Hold it there as you breathe in, reaching through the left side and up. 1 more each side. Breathing in and breathing out. Hold that there as you breathe in. Come up and 1 more this side. Breathing in, out, and holding it there as you breathe in, and then come back up. And now put your left hand just behind your left hip. Bring your right arm up, breathing in, breathing up, press through your left arm and lift, using your core. Get a really good stretch, reaching everything away from the mat, reaching, stretching through that right leg and control, and coming back down. Breathing in, and breathing out. Hold that there as you breathe in, stretch and control as you come down, breathing out. Let's do 1 more. Breathing in and breathing out. Stretching, reaching, lengthening everything and then control, coming back down on an out breath. And straighten your legs in front of you and give them a little shake. Well done, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did, and see you another time.